We have completely eliminated the very idea that Russia has a strategic rear. And you know this country. And for a long time, Russia believed it had a territorial advantage. No one else had a deep rear area where they could safely maintain military production, military equipment, and everything their war depends on, believing that no one could reach them, and we reached them. Just yesterday, Ukrainian drones broke through Russia's defenses and managed to hit a Russian oil refinery in Siberia. And this is not an exception. This is the new reality. And there is no major oil refinery left in Russia that hasn't been hit by Ukraine. And what do we mean by modern warfare today? Modern warfare, it has fundamentally changed. These are revolutionary changes in the essence and very nature of today's warfare. Changes as serious and profound as those that occurred during World War I, when machine guns began to decide the outcome of major battles, or with the development of modern tank warfare, which had such a profound impact across Europe during World War II, or even with the invention of missiles. Nowadays, drones and new technologies, modern standoff warfare technology, represent a completely revolutionary change in the technology of war. So, in Ukraine, while we defend our positions on the front line and do so in a completely justified war of self-defense, we are now eliminating about 30,000 Russian soldiers every month. Just imagine that scale. Just in the month of June, nearly 28,000 Russian soldiers were eliminated. And we have video confirmation of each of these cases, all properly documented. The vast majority of them were directly hit by attack drones. And honestly, we feel absolutely no pride in that. Unfortunately, we are all witnessing this as well. To show what modern war is like, a war we did not start, but that we are forced to fight to defend our country, our people, our children. Every day, this war also results in the destruction of a huge amount of enemy equipment, logistics, and military facilities. And again, we do most of this with drones. At the same time, we are carrying out a campaign to ensure the security of the Black Sea using our naval drones. These are not just attack platforms used to destroy Russian warships at sea. Our naval drones have already evolved into multifunctional platforms that can launch attacks from the sea against different targets on land and in the air. At the same time, we are fighting in the skies on two main fronts, defending Ukraine from Russian attacks and carrying out our long-range strikes against Russia for this war, along with our medium-range pressure campaign throughout the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine. Thanks above all to our drones, we have established the capability to strike throughout the entire depth of the occupied territory. And you see what they are like, what the massive Russian attacks look like. They are very similar to what we saw recently in the neighboring region when Iranian forces attacked their neighbors. Attack drones of different types, missiles and a large number of missiles, ballistic missiles. We have increased our interception rate against Russian Shahed drones to over 90%. This means thousands of Russian attack drones are shot down every week. And with all due respect, no other country had the ability to defend itself against attack drones on this scale. The reality of this war forced us to build this capability, and today we defend against hundreds upon hundreds of attacks and drones every day and night, and thousands every week and every month. Ukraine's defense sector is developing this capability even in the midst of a large-scale war. And we also maintain a high interception rate against cruise missiles thanks to the way we structured our defense. And of course, we thank all our partners who continue to provide defense assistance to Ukraine. Thank you very much. And I have a question for you. Do you really believe that? Do you really think it would be right to live outside of NATO for a country and its people with this level of defensive capability? If we already have these capabilities, if Ukrainians already know how to fight this way, then it makes sense for these capabilities to become part of the alliance's collective defense. That would make all of us stronger. Currently, we already see ourselves as fully reliable partners, and it would be natural for us to become part of a single security community. The fact is that we will remain next to the source of the problem, Russia, for a long time. Ukraine in NATO is a source of extraordinary defensive capability. Meanwhile, we have completely eliminated the very idea of Russia having a strategic rear. And you know this country, and for a long time, Russia believed it had a territorial advantage. No one else had a deep rear area where they could safely maintain military production, military equipment, and everything their war depends on, believing that no one could reach them. And we reached them. Just yesterday, Ukrainian drones broke through Russia's defenses and hit a Russian oil refinery in Siberia. This is not an exception. It's the new reality. And there is no longer any major oil refinery in Russia that hasn't been hit by Ukraine. I really want to emphasize that. Unlike Putin, we are not waging this war for sheer pleasure or for geopolitics. Russia brought this war directly to Ukraine, and it's taking the lives of our people. It wants to destroy our independence, and we are just defending ourselves. Since the first day of this war, we have been defending ourselves and increasing the cost of this war for Russia, and by doing so, increasing the chances for peace. We are able to do this thanks to the hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians in our important defense sector and the hundreds of companies that produce all kinds of modern weapons. Ukraine needs it. Today, because of this, Ukraine has the largest and most advanced drone warfare capability in the world. And we are offering this capability to our partners through the Drone Deal initiative. I am grateful to everyone who has already joined this initiative and to those who are joining it. The Drone Deal initiative is not just about purchasing drones, but also about co-production, accelerated access to means of protecting critical infrastructure, air defense, and of course, security cooperation. And I also want to thank every leader, every country, and every company that cooperates with Ukraine in the defense sector. The European Union, Turkey, NATO countries, as well as countries like Azerbaijan and the Gulf states and other friends are already our strong partners. I hope that our cooperation will provide our nations with reliable protection against threats. The only thing we still need to do here in Europe is to build a strong defense against Russia's ballistic missiles. It's a big challenge, that's true. This is Russia's last major advantage. And as we've seen in the wars in the Middle East and the Gulf, this is a matter of global importance. And I believe that Europe urgently needs its own capability to produce anti-ballistic systems and the necessary missiles for them. We all value the Patriot system. It's an excellent system, truly excellent, and there are others as well. But current wars have shown that the current production of the Patriot is not enough to meet the growing demand for ballistic missile protection. This is a reality, and we need to respond to it. Those who defend life need more Patriot defense systems. We also discussed Patriot production licenses with our American partners, and I ask you to support our efforts to make this happen. And one last point. As I said, Europe needs its own effective anti-ballistic systems and missiles. And this work is already underway. And I ask all of you and all our partners to pay proper attention to this. And this can't wait until the year 2030 or beyond. Europe urgently needs affordable and mass-produced anti-ballistic systems as soon as possible. To be honest, today, and I'm sure you agree with me, this isn't about maximizing profits for governments or for industry. It's about providing the strongest possible protection above all. Protection for hundreds of millions of Europeans, and this protection is needed today, not a few years from now. We are working on developing the Air Defense Coalition, and I hope it will bring truly solid results. As this war continues, please help us get more air defense missiles. This is our main priority at the moment. We are able to do everything else on our own. But when it comes to air defense, we need the determination of our partners. Please let there be more determination and more decisions so that air defense becomes one of the main outcomes of this NATO summit in Ankara. And I encourage all of you and all our NATO partners to work closely with us, with Ukraine, to develop modern defense capabilities and protection against all types of drone threats. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who is helping us, helping to protect lives. And I can't finish without expressing my gratitude for the position of the leaders of the countries who clearly stated that Ukraine belongs to NATO. Because NATO with Ukraine is the alliance for the future. Today's alliance must live up to the challenges of the modern world. With Ukraine, with the strength of our defense industry, and even more importantly, with resilience. And all the experience of our people, and I am immensely proud of our people, and I am very proud of Ukraine.
Thank you very much, France, once again,
for this special invitation.
Glory to Ukraine.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I now ask for a big round of applause for the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky.
Thank you very much for watching this video until the end. Support our project and contribute financially through the Pix key that appears on your screen. We are an independent channel committed to keeping you accurately informed. Your contribution helps us keep going.